Say, man, what's up, my guy? We are in week 15. Vince Carter with it. You hear me? Merriam-Webster's word of the day is indoctrinate. That is, to indoctrinate someone is to teach them to fully accept the ideas, opinions, and beliefs of a particular group while categorically rejecting other ideas, opinions, and beliefs. So, to almost like brainwash somebody or bring them fully over to your side of whatever beliefs, opinions, and whatnot you have. So, as we always say, do with that information what you will, you know? We always, of course, cover the working out that did or did not occur. And in this case, we had 3 spins. We had 3 spins. So, not the worst, you know. Could do better, could do worse. I'd take it. Excuse me. So, this was hard, man. This was real hard because, well, let me see. Anything else to update? From 15, no, because today is actually Monday. Like, man, this done been a busy last week and a half, I'd say. So, no complaints. My heart is elated. We stable. So, things been going well. I guess I'll cover the jobs first before I get to the biggest update. If I can find the dang on book, I know it's in here. Oh, I left it at the house. Crap over. Okay, let me see. I know I have something on my phone. Hang on. I don't think I did nothing off the app, really. Let me see. Get over here and see what all we did from. Let me double check the dates. Hang on. I be having this together better. Like, I'm up to date on all my jobs I did and everything. I just left the book at home because I'm actually headed to a job right now. So, whatever. So, we're talking 9th to the 15th. Let me see what I had. Going back to the 9th. So, we had, nope. I think this might have been the last time. No, I recorded late, so I didn't cover this one. I had a lady who wanted me to, I went to assemble pretty much like a dinette set or whatever. So table, I think it was 4 chairs. It took a good little grip, because it was just very specific or whatever. Nothing crazy, just a lot of pieces, and it took a good bit of time. She was fine with it. I know that she was in the medical field and was giving me some advice and things on, career and getting, like, pivoting or whatever. So I kind of covered it in 14, but not fully. I don't think I spoke on that job because it was part of week 15. So I knocked that one out. I had a desk, so removal and assembly of a new one. So the removal was nothing. It was like super simple. And honestly, the new one wasn't crazy complex. It was definitely more complex than the old one. And the customer was satisfied or whatever. So we got the new desk assembled. And the old one actually ended up going to my oldest, Braun, because he had some end tables that I had that goes with a set that I've been planning on selling, which I still haven't posted to sell. But he was using it for his game setup, so I hit him up and I was like, hey man, I got a desk, so we can replace them 2 tables. You good with that? He was like, yeah, for sure. And I bought it. He was like, yeah, this a lot better. So we knocked that out, so that went fine, and he was good with that. We had, oh no, that was from the week before, my bad. I'm tweaked out. This was 2 garage storage cabinets, and I worked them at the same time or whatever, so it worked out fine. No real issues, just misreading or not. Like, anybody that does assembly or whatever will know that, like, you can have one very small step that drastically changes how long it takes, because if you did that one step wrong, you may have to undo 30 minutes, an hour, depending on how far you got of work, because you got to a part where you can't continue. Luckily, I didn't get nowhere where it was like 30 minutes ahead, maybe like 10, 15. It's like, all right, gotta undo this. And since I was doing them at the same time, I'd only make the mistake I realized on one, be able to undo it. So, like I said, I think it took like maybe 3 hours or whatever. I think if I didn't make the mistakes, it might have took off like maybe, like I say, 30 minutes since it was like I say, extra 10, 15 minutes on each one or whatever. So, nothing too crazy. The customer was definitely satisfied. I had a client just from where my pops and them from, and she had a queen, I think a queen bed frame that she needed assembled. And so I came, I knocked it out in like 30 minutes. It was a simple bed frame. Did that, super excited, appreciative and everything. So that went well and went smooth and all that. And she had some other stuff that she wanted me to come back and do. So we got that. This was, okay, so this will actually, let me make sure. Am I skipping? I am skipping. Okay, and then I had two, see, it's a good thing. Boom, I got you, because I had it scheduled. I got it all done. I'll be on it. I had 2 patio sets on the same day. And that paid really well. One was, it was like 8 chairs. I didn't even have to do like no tables or anything. It was just like 8 chairs. And I think it actually only took like 2, maybe 2.5 hours. So for those 8 chairs, I feel like that was good timing or whatever. So I knocked those out. Everything went smooth. Client was satisfied. Let them know, hey, you got anything else? I know you said you're busy. You got young kids. You got work. You got a wife. Hey, I know you can do it, but if you can't, or if you don't have the time or just don't feel like it, leave it to me. He was like, I got you. So that went smooth. We got that knocked out. And then with the second one, it was 2 different orders. So I was supposed to do the second one, like I did the first one on Tuesday. It was scheduled for Tuesday. I was supposed to do the second one on Wednesday, but then I ended up getting a big job that was gonna take up all of my Wednesday. So I was like, hey, do you mind moving to Tuesday? Like, can we knock it out today? And the client was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm working from home. That's fine. The only thing is, I don't know if my 2 chairs will be here. So I was like, well, that's fine. Even if the chairs won't be there, let me come. It's like a bench, a table, and 2 chairs. The 2 chairs are from a different store or whatever than the bench and the tables. And so I was like, that's fine. If I can get the bench and the table done, then that'll save me time. And if I have to come back on Thursday, if that works for you, then I'll still get it done. She was like, you're not in a crazy rush. Yeah, if you got to come back, that's cool. If they get there on that day, I'll knock them out. And so we set up a time. He was like, well, it said that they'll be delivered on Tuesday by like, I think maybe, was it 3 o'clock? And I'm like, I didn't finish with the job until 12. I charged for recycling because I took all of the trash from the 8 boxes. So I took that to the recycling plant, went and ran an errand or 2, and I got there like, I think at like 1:30, maybe 1:30 or something like that. And so I get started and get going. Everything's going fine. Like right as I'm finishing up with the first 2 pieces, the second 2 chairs got delivered. I'm boy, right on time, perfect. So knocked that out. She's satisfied. Left me a tip. Left me a glowing review. So all right, the first patio set, they left me a review as well. So man, we're doing all right. Okay. And then Wednesday. So Wednesday, I actually ended up with a big job. Like this was, again, one of the biggest. I want to say this was the second most I've got paid for a job. I still should have got paid more, but it was like, what we negotiated to, it was worth it. It wasn't worth leaving on the table. So I was like, y'all take it. We renegotiated. They told me what the person that was my competitor was going. I'm like, I can match that. And they were like, okay, yeah, we wanted to go with you anyway. It's cool. I'm like, y'all could have given me the extra, whatever. So I was there all day Wednesday. It was like 3, matter of fact, I don't have to guess because I got it in my phone. Give me 1 second. There were 3, what are things called? Hang on. 3, coffee bar cabinets with a refrigerator space. So there were 3 of those with wine storage. So almost like 3 small like dresser / bookshelf type things. Like it's not tall, it's more wide, and it, like I said, got a space for a refrigerator. So the first one I think might have took me like maybe 2.5 hours. First one took me like 2.5, if not 3, 2.5. The second one, I know what I'm doing. Second one maybe took me an hour, 2, if not 2 hours, an hour and 45 minutes. So boom, got that one down. The third one, hour and a half. Like might have been an hour and 20. I just, because I'm knowing what I'm doing and I'm not having to look and stare at the instructions, I separated my hardware different this time because I knew exactly, all right, cool. And I grouped it different the third time. Like, all right, cool, I know this go with this, so let me put all this here together, and I can go ahead and do this and skip steps. And it cut down on the time a lot. And then there was a coffee table. I did a coffee table, or it was like a meeting, like a table for meetings, or like a playing card table that the director would have in their office. I did that, satisfied. And then there were 6 smaller like plastic chairs, and then 12 bigger chairs that would go in the conference room. So against my business mentors advice, I was like, look, I could have done it there, but man, again, them sinuses, they had been whooping me that past week. Like Wednesday, I actually ended up getting there almost 30 minutes or 45 minutes late. I did communicate how I'd be a little bit late. I just had the third going on. So I get there. You about to get your ass hit. Foolish. What? I can't stand people. Anyway, so I'm like, hey, I'll be a little bit late. That's fine. You know, she's there. She knows you're coming, whatever. So I stopped. I grabbed me some pain meds and some allergy medicine. Take that, and it's subsiding the pain, but it's not instant. So I'm like, hey man, we gotta push through. This is a big money job. I gotta get this. So I'm pushing through, get going. After a few hours, I'm foggy, but the pain isn't like my left eye like it normally is. So I'm like, okay, cool, I can work with this. It's not killing me. It's on me, but it ain't killing me. So a few hours go by, and like I said, I'm just a little foggy, and it's like on a scale of 1 to 10, like maybe a 2.5 on the pain or whatever with the headache or the eye. And so I go and I ask the reception, like, hey, do you guys have like any medicine? And she's like, yeah, we have like a medical room or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I just need, y'all have any allergy medicine? She's like, yeah, we got some good stuff for it. I'm like, okay. So she bring me one of those. Hour after I take it, I'm like 90%. I'm like, ooh, yes, thank you. So I'm able to really lock in. And that kind of, I think that affected the time on the first coffee bar cabinet, because like I was really foggy and still in some pain. Second one, like I said, it had eased up, so I sped up. Third one, I was good to go. So like I said, we got it down to like an hour and a half. The table that I did for the director's office took me like 45 minutes. And what I was saying I did against my business mentor's recommendation was I told the client, like, hey, with the reception, I'm like, if you cool with it. So it's a total of 18 chairs, 6 smaller plastic ones that were more simple, and then 12, like I said, for the conference room, they were like rolling chairs. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. This might take a little grip. And I was like, I know I can order some help, and I don't want to get no help if I don't necessarily need it. You know what I mean? First of all, it's the only income I got. So if it's a big money job, like if I had a big money job and it was just more so the time and I was working, that'd be different. But no, rent coming up, water bill, lights, everything coming up. So I need everything I can get. So I was like, I know if I take these 6 smaller chairs home, that'll significantly cut down on the time for tomorrow. And I don't know why, I thought that they said it was 18 of the conference chairs. So I'm like, them could take up to 30 minutes. So if it's 12 on, boom, that's 6 hours. Let me go ahead and knock that out. So I got there. First chair might have took me 20, maybe 25 minutes, just, figuring it all out. And it was the exact same chair. So after the first one, oh, this wash, rinse, and repeat. Oh, this ain't nothing. So 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 10. I'm pushing them out. 5 minutes to get them out of the box, get everything set up. 8 to 10 minutes, no longer than 11 to get each one knocked out. So I think I got all 12 of those chairs done in like maybe 2 hours and some change. So a really good time. All right, I'm solid with that or whatever. And that's still, like I say, you got to include the 12 times 5. Yeah, I said about 5 minutes to unbox. That's a whole nother hour. So yeah, about 3 hours between unboxing and getting everything assembled. Cool, got everything knocked out, did good with that, smooth. Knocked that out. Did I have another job that day? No. Okay, so that was actually sort of kind of crossed over into 16 because the chairs, when I had to come back on Thursday. So we'll stop there. Boom. So that's it for jobs. Have a few more scheduled coming up. And my pops had actually hit me up and said he may, because my brothers would be out of town and work with him, may need my help plumbing and doing his business with. I'm like, hey man, I got your back. If you need me, just let me know. So I don't think I was that worries me is I have a job scheduled for Saturday, which he said he's gonna need me Saturday. So we'll see. So I mean, it's like I said, Monday, so week 16. So I already know what happened, but I'm not speaking on week 16 no more than I just did with finishing up a job that started in week 15. So that's that. And cover working out, everything solid with the kids, nothing crazy. Yeah, wasn't that really special going on then. I know this was the first time ever where like I offered the food, like a pinky to Noodle, and Noodle didn't eat. So I'm like, I don't know if you go back and offer the next day or, whatever. Maybe you're just not hungry right now. And I'm not concerned now because, like, I listen to a lot more, like, snake content and know that, like, your snake not going to die if it don't eat for a week. Like, they go way longer without eating, so you're fine. So, everything was cool. Just didn't eat that week. So, I spoke on interviewing with the company that laid me off. Interviewing with them again. Still waiting to hear back about being moved on in the interview process after whatever my last interview was. Almost, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So, still waiting to hear back, yay or nay. And last I updated with the white collar crime role, I had got to know. So, recruiter, I reached out, hey, just, checking to see if we got an update. Because, again, they said that it was, 5 roles, 7 people. And I'm like, I know I have 0 experience. Ain't no search. So, I don't know. I felt good about the interviews and was just like, this the one, this for me, whatever. I'm excited. I know it's gonna work out. So I reach out, hey, just check to see if we got an update. He's like, yeah. So the manager, selected and went with 5 of the other people. So you and somebody else didn't get in. Like I said, in 14, I was crushed. Oh, okay. Well, at least I still got the other interview going. We'll see what happens, whatever, right? So he reached back out to me on Friday, and I think I recorded week 14 on Friday, so I had already got this update that I actually did get selected. I said something about like backfield, back order, back something roles, and I guess I got in on one of those because he said it would be another 2 weeks before they, brought another team in and started interviews, whatever. Nope, I guess I was one of the 3 backfield, back order, back whatevers. And I've had a few different HR people like try to explain to me what that means. It could mean that they got approval for sure for 5 roles, but depending on how the project looked, or going back to the drawing board more, then we may hire 3. I don't know how it worked, but it worked. So, and I won't lie, like this company, I've had, like I spoke on this before, like interviews and recruiters from this company before, and we just haven't had a successful, working relationship that had me get placed on the contract. So I was like, I'm kind of skeptical. I know y'all not a scam, but I don't know if y'all are, one that just collects data. So I'm like, we gonna see. So honestly, even when, like I said, I done did fingerprints and everything. I ain't never been nowhere was a scam and they done, because they paying for fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I done did the fingerprints. Even still, I'm like, I don't know. So pay for fingerprints. They send me like regular information that I get from other recruiter companies I done got contracts through. And okay, yeah, because I have, this will be the 4th one. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, this will be the 4th staffing place that does contracts that I work with. And everything they're sending is standard, like all of the other ones I've, done contracts through. But I don't know, like I said, I guess just the experience I've had with them before. I'm like, I don't know. And it might have been that, I wouldn't say imposter syndrome, but just, man, has it finally, this can't be real. I've been working on getting into this particular space in this field for 8 years, since I decided I wanted to get in when I wasn't even, at home and I was living in another city. Like, I made a decision then and started applying before, C-19 and panoramas and all that jazz when the job market was somewhat okay before, it crashed how it did. And the closest I got, I had 2 interviews with a company that pretty much ghosted me. And I knew I interviewed well on the first one. The manager said that there was something with the HR and they forgot to reach out to me and get me scheduled for the second one. So I reached out like a month and a half later. I had another job or whatever, but I was like, I'm just gonna reach out, let's just see. And they were like, oh my God, that was a mistake. I don't know how we forgot about you, or whatever. So I'm gonna put a, just to document it or whatever, that we're gonna set up another interview. I'm not gonna ask you those same questions. More so just check up on you, see how you feel, whatever. And I was like, all right, can you ensure me that I won't get ghosted again? for sure. Got ghosted again, but that was the furthest I got with a white collar crime role or whatever. So that wasn't, really far, because we didn't make it an offer, or actually never made it to the quote unquote second interview. So I'm like, all right. So I think that's in my head, like, man, what I've been aiming for and striving for so long, no way that it's really here. So like I say, fingerprints, background, I-9. I don't think I really accepted that it was real until I did set up the direct deposit information. It was like, your direct deposit has been set up, your start date is this date, your verification of citizenship and ability to work has all been approved. And I'm like, yo, I really start, it's real. So overly excited, man. I can't put into words how ready I am for next week to come and to get going and report back. That will be week, it won't be 16, because 16 is coming. So 17, when I'll be started and be a few days into the training and everything, man, I'm too excited. Y'all don't understand, man. And like I say, business been hot and heavy, so I'm like, cool, we keep business rolling like this, I can keep getting these evening and weekend jobs, and then I got the stability of, my job to help with bills, as well as saving and investing and, planning and trips and all that or whatever. Man, we in there. So I'm in a real good place, man. Really good place. Just been making great progress. A lot of good things have been happening and coming my way, and happening to some people around me as well. I'm like, hey man, let's just keep riding this train, keep thinking positive, keep being positive. I know I forgot to mention the book for last week. I think it was I forgot to mention it was The Intelligent Investor, and I listened to it, and there was a lot of stuff. I consume a lot of finance content, YouTube, podcasts, audiobooks, etc. So nothing was groundbreaking or earth-shattering. Oh, this is a revelation, but it was good information. So I listened to that. Honestly, like I said, I haven't. Business has been going so well, man. I hardly lifted, Ubered, whatever, at all in the last week. I know I didn't at all during the week of week 15/16. I did a little over the weekend. I think I was at a couple hours on Friday and a couple more hours on Saturday, because again, man, I've earned the right to rest. I don't got to be out there all night. I think Saturday I might be out there pretty late or whatever, but Friday I know for sure it was no, we ain't out there that long. Boom, I'm gonna get this little bit and I'm going home and relax. And that's what I did, and that felt good. And like I said, I'm always appreciative of it, but to be able to be making significantly more money doing, and I like, driving and talking to people or whatever, but that can get more agitating than doing my business. Cause hey, I'm listening to my audiobook, my podcast, can we play some music? And you drunk and they singing all loud and want to ask a big, you want to listen to music? Are you gonna listen to music and talk to me? Please let me be in my own world, cause I'm ready for you to, get on so I can listen to my podcast. So, like I said, still appreciative, not complaining, just stating the fact or whatever. And so, like I say, man, week 15, and that's what sucked too, because of course I look back at the previous year, and week 14 of 2025 was when I ended up getting the first contract that I got last year, because I was talking about going to work for a warehouse, and I was like, again, I'm always appreciative of anything that can help me and my family or whatever. So if this is gonna pay, I know I'm gonna have to grind super hard to supplement it because of what the rate was. But it was like, hey, I'm not gonna talk down about it. I'm not gonna look down on it. If that's what my job is gonna be, and that's what I'm in this season and what's called for, then I'm giving my best, like I'm the owner. Like I'm going all in, and I'm giving my best effort as if it was the career jobs, whatever that I'm looking for. So like I say, get going. We rocking and rolling, man. Life ain't going bad, everything going smooth. But I really I wanted to be able to say, hey man, week 14, our week or whatever, I got a job, contract, whatever, 2025, week 14, and I did 2026 as well. But like I said, I had actually got the no for the contract, and then literally, I guess it would have been 2 days, because our record day this year is Thursday or whatever. So Friday was the day I was recording. So week 15, that's when I got the, yeah man, so yep, you got approved, is that in the third, background cleared, you were backfield, back order, back page, back whatever it was. You back on. So you in there. Are you ready? Man, on your mark, get set, I'm out. False start, I'm jumping the gun. I'm beyond ready. But like I say, man, super excited. So I'm gonna go grab me some, nice business casual clothes and all that or whatever, and we're gonna ride this thing out and enjoy the journey, man. So that, my guy, is week 15 in a nutshell. So definitely, like I say, 16, it won't be, so I guess I should have said 17. 17 would be, I think I did, I might have said, I don't know. 17 would be when I report, because that'll be when I have started and, getting going with the job. But man, I can't put into words how happy and appreciative I am. And like I said, I'm so glad I started my, recording and documenting my journey or whatever, because like I say, I was, oh man, I think I had just started getting jobs from Thumbtack, the main app that I, get clients from now. And it was like, oh man, they willing to pay this. And looking back, it was like, dog, I was so excited to get what I got then. And my rates have gone up. They've gone up. Yeah, we done increased now. Again, I always still try to price fair. Sometimes I price, lower or whatever, depending on what's going on. I do have soft spots for certain demographics of people and certain people's situations. So it's like, hey, they don't know, they may not know what I typically charge or whatever. So I'm like, hey, this is what I'm going to charge. And I've had someone be like, everybody else is charging X, Y, Z. And, I'm transparent. I'm like, yeah, that is the standard rate. But, you have X, Y, Z going on, or, I'm doing pretty okay. I ain't complaining now. I'm all right. We make a couple coins or whatever. So I can afford to, and I'd be honored to help you, as people have helped me plenty, on my journey or whatever. If I can be a help to you and this, that, and the third, then I will. And, just to see, man, I've had people, like I say, when I tell them what I'm going to charge them versus what some other people are going to charge them. I live on a fixed income. You don't know how much they help me, this, that, and the third. And literally had people with tears in their eyes. So, man, I'm just enjoying it. Like I say, to see what I was excited about. I'm appreciative for every penny I get paid. Everyone, no matter how big, I ain't gonna say how small now, because if I'm underpaid, and especially if you nitpicking and you underpaying me, I get out my face now. Let me work, because I really don't have to do this. But I'm still super excited and appreciative of the journey, man. And it's like, I was talking to a family member, a couple friends, and I've been big on that, when I meet people and they're like, oh, I'm looking, to make some extra money, or I've had, a couple, young guys in here, and they're listening to what I'm listening to, and they're like, oh, is this how you doing? Like, no, I got a little business, that, and the third, and, they don't know me, or I'm not worried about them asking me for no money. So I tell them, some of I had some big money jobs, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, this, that, and the third. Like I say, here now, last week I made more than I've ever made with a job. And it was like, hold on now, let me recalculate, because if every week gonna be like week 15 or better, I want this white collar role, but that might be a pay cut. Then I'm like, I'm not even gonna, like I said, I'm big on not speaking or stopping, belittling and limiting, putting limiting statements on myself. The universe has ears and it hears what you say. So I'm not even finna play like that no more. Nope. As much as I can is available and meant for me, I'm all for it. Even if I can't see it, or even if, at times internally I second guess if, am I worth that? Or somebody gonna pay me that, whatever. I may, and I try not to even think it, but I'm certainly not gonna say it. Words have power. So I'm not finna say, oh, I'm not, nope, whatever's there, whatever the most I can get, that's what I'm gonna take. I need it all. So, like I say, man, it's just been amazing or whatever. And it's like, cool, I have a plan, and that, I don't, super detail with my finances and stuff like that. I ain't doing it. I say this for me, but I don't know who watching, so whatever. But I have a plan, and the same way I do with some other things, I'll reference it, so I'll know what I'm hinting at, when I look back next year, 2027, 2028, if I live to see all those, or when I live to see them, because words have power. When I look back at these and, I live to see those weeks or whatever, I know, oh man, I was saying this, and I'll be able to check like, hey, and I stuck to that plan and it worked, and hey, we're doing about all right there. So, like I say, man, we're getting started with this contract. I am for sure, like I'm already thinking, I know I was speaking on the Six Sigma yellow belt cert. I'm thinking I don't think it'll be before April is out that I pay for. Well, no, again, I'm not finna say that because the money's gonna be there. So when the money comes in the next few days or week 17, before May gets here, once I have it and I know I can and I can put it over there, I'm going to go ahead and pay for that. Like I said, I don't know if it'll be from my alumni, the college I went to, or if it would be through the organization. I'm fine with either. That's neither here nor there. That's not a big deal. The biggest thing is getting signed up for it, sitting down, making a steady schedule for myself, and riding this thing out. So now that's on my resume too. And again, if I continue to be as fortunate as I've been in week 15 and progressing, then honestly, that certified financial crime specialist might be, it's gonna be purchased in May too. I'm gonna have the money for that as well. So like I say, super excited, man. And I'll say that, or I put an asterisk beside that, because since I am about to be in that, space or whatever and getting going in this field, I plan on, communicating with either someone senior in the field or a manager, someone higher up, because, especially if it's a mover and shaker like the direct manager or a big boss or whatever, like, hey, I'm on a temporary assignment. I'm looking to grow and, show and gain stability, marketability, and show commitment to this field in this space. And I'm thinking about doing that, or my plan is to do that. Of course, gain as much experience as possible, but also supplement the experience with certifications. And I'm looking at this one. It requires the least amount of, or no experience. It requires no experience. It is the most affordable of the 3 or 4 that I'm aware of, so I can purchase it sooner, get going with it sooner. It's self-paced. Again, you don't have to necessarily worry about having experience, and the studying isn't crazy. I've done it before, but like I said, I just wasn't in the space of my life, partially life, where I ain't gonna say I couldn't, I didn't lock in the way that I should have, and I say could have, whether I could or couldn't not have. I didn't. I just put it that way. I'll take accountability. I didn't the way that I should have, and I paid for that, like literally and figuratively or whatever. So I didn't pass it, and I wasted my money because I didn't pass. So no, we're not. I ain't got no money. I don't have money to waste anymore. So when I send them people that money, boom, we locked in. Study hard, like I'm prepping for a finals exam back in college. At the second college now, because at first college, I was just wishing a prayer. We going off just hope and faith with no action behind the words. So like I say, man, I'm so appreciative. 2026 has truly been my year, and I can't put into words how thankful and appreciative I am. Like I say, more than anything, not only that it's happening, but I can look back, like I've been saying this whole time about this journey, at where I was, where I'm progressing to, and how I'm getting there. And it's just like, bro, I really feel blessed and fortunate right now. And I've been in a place where, like I say, at times I'm able to bless and help other people, even when I don't know where it's coming from. And they say faith of a mustard seed. I had to look back sometimes at situations like, hang on, I actually did XYZ with A, B, and C going on, and JK, I was not on my side. But LMNOP, somehow, some way, I managed to take care of me and mine and help out somebody else when I don't even see how I took care of me and mine. So Hey man, keep thinking positive, keep doing the work, keep taking care of yourself. I spoke about how I'm more accountable to other people than I was more accountable to other people than I was myself. That was the old me. Like, no, we're progressing into a better person, man. So keep holding yourself accountable, my guy. Keep grinding. Of course, we always in this thing with love. I love you, my boy. If don't nobody else tell you, love yourself first. I love you. Be kind to yourself. Hold yourself accountable, but be kind to yourself. You know, we are human. You know, love to be Mr. Perfect, but we ain't. That just ain't what it is. So, like I say, be kind to yourself. I love you. You already know I'll rap with you next week. Mach 2. And in the famous words of Rio, if you don't work, you don't eat. You don't grind, you don't shine. And I got a big appetite. I got to eat it all. So you got to grind, my boy, so we can shine. All right, I'll rap with you. Be safe.